Bhagavan Shri Yogi Ramsuratkumar ki Jai. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar ki jai. Sarvam Yogi Ramsuratkumar Arpanamastu. One more twilight worship, a highly auspicious time on an auspicious day. Today is a very auspicious day by Hindu calendar, and our Sankirtan was also accompanied by a shower from the heavens, all by His grace. Let us celebrate this grace with deep gratitude. We have already offered our Nama lotuses at the lotus feet of Bhagavan. Before we offer our today's prayer, we have one or two glimpses to go through and to learn something from it. Whatever demonstration that Bhagavan performed, it always carried a teaching lesson for an alert mind. Yesterday and day before yesterday, we have been seeing and talking about a sculptor and a sculpture. As though in continuation, today Bhagavan gave me this. In Sri Janardhanan's book, Life with the Truth. A life with the truth. We see a glimpse. Sri Janardhanan says that Bhagavan was very, very fond of Shri.Rajadurai Nadar, who passed away, and Bhagavan had insisted upon building a memorial for him. And he said it would serve as a temple where whoever came to worship, they would be blessed. Their prayers would be answered. They would feel a great peace in that place. This was his promise, and efforts were being taken by Shri.Rajadurai Nadar's son Chandra Prakash and a few others to build this memorial. A sculptor was called to make a statue of Shri.Rajadurai Nadar, and no matter how many times he attempted, he seemed to be failing in it. He was unable to understand why his every effort failed. Not only he, but people who employed him were unable to understand, and then they finally took him. They brought him to Bhagavan at Sannidhi Street House. Bhagavan looked at him and asked only one question. Do you know the name of the person whose statue you are going to make? And to the surprise and perhaps dismay and annoyance, the sculptor said no. He did not even know the name of the person whose statue was to be made by him. No wonder his every effort failed. Bhagavan looked at him sharply and then spoke the name Shri.Rajadurai Nadar and made the sculptor write it down. And as Bhagavan dictated the name and as the sculptor wrote it down, Bhagavan blessed him and then said, "Now you go and make the statue. You will be successful. There will be no complaints." Now this made me understand so much. When a sculptor attempts to make a statue of a person, he must have complete knowledge of the person, and he must do it in a certain bhava, with a certain feeling for the person. And here, the sculptor did not even know the name of the person. It's very important, whatever work we attempt, that we be drawn into it with total involvement. We must put our entire being into it. It is an offering to God. You cannot be wishy-washy about it and expect to make a success of it. I remember when Bhagwan's the fibre statue was being made in Purulia by Dhruba in West Bengal. I was called by Justice to make conversations with him because he knew only Hindi. Now Dhruba had an expertise to make a beautiful and a living statue. He had already made one of Shri Mahaperiva, Kanchi Shakracharya, and only after looking at that, Justice ordered for this. We wanted a similar one. There must be living presence in that. So this was handed over to Shri Dhruba, and only some small pictures, small photos were being sent to him. And when I spoke to him now and then, whenever it was called for, you know what he said? He said he was getting absorbed in Bhagwan and he was getting experiences. In fact, Shri Justice Ji had ordered a sculpture of Bhagwan with both the hands raised in benediction. But he said that he had a command from Bhagwan and he could not cross that one hand should be raised in benediction, the other must hold the emblems of a hand fan and a stick and the coconut shell. The coconut shell for begging, Bhagwan always referred to himself as a beggar. And the stick and the hand fan, we know in Hindu pantheon, every god would carry some weapons or the other. One hand would be Abhay Hasta, a blessing hand giving refuge to the devotees, and the other would hold some weapon or the other as a threat to all the evildoers. So Bhagavan order was carried out by Dhruba Dasji, and when the statue, when the Murthy, I should say the Murthy of Bhagwan landed here in the ashram, it was stunning. The expression he had on the face, Dhruba Dasji was able to catch the exact smile of Bhagwan. Must have been very difficult. It's not possible unless you are absorbed completely in him. All those people, all those devotees who visit the ashram can go stop for a few minutes in front of the fibre Bhagwan and watch this expression. It's alive. A pulsating presence can be felt there. And the beautiful, bewitching smile of Bhagwan is very much there. That is the devotion, the dedication of Dhruba Dasji to his work. The bhava with which you make it is very important. And of course it applies to all the works of Bhagwan. Even sweeping a room to tidy it up, it can be done with such dedication and devotion that it could be made into a puja, an offering to Bhagwan. So this complete absorption, the complete knowledge of the Murthy that we are going to make, or the complete work that we are going to do for the sake of our Bhagwan, and the dedication, the work. Very important. This is what it taught me, that Bhagwan was insisting when he made him write. Another thing, he just wrote the name, and then the deity, the idol. He could make the idol. It is idol because Bhagavan had blessed the Murthy of Shri.Rajadurai Nadar, saying that it should be treated like a temple and people would be able to feel a deep peace there. So in writing the name, he could also get involved with the person and could complete his work with success. So the name is presence. There is another glimpse. Let us shift to the same Sannidhi Street House. Shri Janardhanan had come with his wife, Srimati Vijaya Amma, and right from the beginning they entered. Srimati Vijaya Amma was crying and crying and crying. She was unable to control herself. She could not contain her tears. She was sobbing and sometimes crying out loudly. Her mother and brother had been driving to a Mariyamman temple. Divine Mother Mariyamman. Her mother was very devoted to her, and they were on their way to the temple, and it was just about 1 kilometer. They had almost reached the place. It was only 1 kilometer from the temple, and they met with an accident. Now on the spot, both of them died. Utter news. How terrible it sounds. How could she not cry? And Bhagwan, who could understand better than our Bhagwan? He was all sympathy, and he kept on saying, How did she go? How could this happen? Vijaya, your mother was going to have darshan of a deity, Divine Mother. How could this happen to her? She was very devoted. She was chanting his name, the Divine Mother's name. And yet, how could the Divine Mother allow this to happen? This is what everybody was asking also, and Bhagavan played along, asking the same thing. And he added a few more points so that Vijaya, who was sobbing, began to cry more loudly. Now there was not even a little control. And Shri Janardhanan was thinking, what is this Swami doing? He is adding to her tears. I thought he would pacify her, and what is happening is just the reverse. And then, at one point, suddenly, Bhagavan's attitude changed. He was preparing her mentally for this point. You could never know what Bhagavan would say next and what he would do next. Now, in a fraction of a second, his countenance changed, his tone changed, and then he looked at Vijaya Amma sharply and said, Vijaya, do you understand? Your mother had met with a holy death. She was thinking of Divine Mother, she was chanting her name, and she had almost neared the temple. Don't you know the value of such a death? This end is something longed for by people like me. This is what he said. This is what Janardhanan has written. People like this beggar, we long for this kind of death. Completely absorbed in the Divine Mother, chanting her name, thinking only of Divine Mother. She met at the end. What a great fortune it is for her. Had it been otherwise, had it happened at home or elsewhere, she might be engaged otherwise. She might not have thought of God at all. But here she was completely absorbed in God. This is something that we have to take as a blessing, a great blessing from the Divine Mother. And why should you cry for it? You should be happy that she met with such a blessed death. Your mother's death, brother's death, they've been blessed by the Divine Mother. And to the surprise of Shri Janardhanan, Vijaya Amma's attitude completely changed. She began to smile and then laugh. So you see how Bhagavan played along, brought out all that pent-up sorrow in her, and finally made her see the right attitude towards these things. Because what happened was an accident, a very pathetic accident, a terrible one, and yet when you view it in different attitude, how things change. What could have been a misfortune for her mother, what could have been terrible for the relatives, suddenly Bhagavan gave her the right attitude, the right spirit in which it should be looked upon. And that took away her depression. And she began to take it as a blessing in disguise. That is why Bhagavan said, whatever happens, happens only by God's will. And what happens is necessary, and it's meant for our spiritual growth, and it's a definite blessing from God. But only if we have the right attitude to view things, we could understand this. This is the truth. It is not an assumption. And therefore, if we change our attitude to life, if we begin to see everything as grace, everything as the will of God, as the will of a perfect God, and therefore whatever happens is perfect. And if we begin to take everything as a definite blessing, it will prove itself to be a blessing very soon. It will reveal itself how it is a blessing. So, these glimpses give us a great instructive lesson that we all very badly need to learn. Now we shall offer our today's prayer at the lotus feet of Bhagwan. Again, the past 2 years now, it's going to be 2 years, how we have all been struck by a sudden development of a situation where people lost their lives and livelihoods, and most unexpectedly at that. A situation we probably invited by our collective karma, and yet we do not know what a blessing it carries. But if we look upon the whole thing as God's will, even though it is also an effect of our collective bad karma, it still carries a definite blessing from God. And it would reveal itself in many ways how it is a blessing sooner or later. All the same, we shall appeal to Bhagavan, beg him again and again to free the world from the clutches of these virulent viruses that have affected both the body and the mind, and bring back a dharmic normalcy in all aspects of life. And Bhagavan, we beg you to uproot all the negativities of the mind. Only you could do that. And we beg you again for all those unselfish people who are already engaged in service to others, unmindful of their own discomfort and the challenges. Please give them protection and all-round well-being. And again, we beg you for a lift to our economy, and we pray intensely for unbroken remembrance of your name, ceaseless chanting, knowing the meaning of the name is the presence of the deity. So when we chant the name, Bhagavan is instantly present. Though we may not be sensitive enough to note it, he would be present and he would know our thoughts, feelings and prayers. And Bhagavan, we beg you to bless us, to have the right attitude to everything, right attitude to life, to be able to see everything as a blessing, to be only a fine instrument in your hand, not caught by the Maya, and run our everyday life as an offering to you. And Bhagavan, we seek that supreme blessing for complete purification so that we would be able to see your living vibrant presence everywhere, in everything, and all the time. And please bless us to have that preparation of mind to be able to see your will, your sankalpa, and your leelas in all the happenings of life, in all the happenings of the world. And most importantly, to be able to see your hidden grace, even in the most disastrous sufferings of life, though they may be our karmic effects, they still carry a definite blessing from you, a blessing in disguise, meant for our spiritual growth, for our greater kinship with you, so that we would be able to accept it as a blessing and be grateful to you for that. And Bhagavan, we beg you again for all the species of the cosmos, in whatever state of being they are, to be free from their state of misery and be lifted to a higher plane. And finally, we beg you 1,000,000 times to be free from the vicious cycle of births and deaths, to be free from the tyranny of the ego, the ignorance, so that we would also become eternal. We would live eternally in the eternal you, the Supreme. Jai Yogi Ramsuratkumar.